Namaste. I'm Bhavna, the founder of Learning Sutra Lifelong Learning. I'm an English language trainer and, of course, a storyteller. And you can call me Story Aunty. Do you like listening to stories? If so, welcome to my channel, Storyland by Learning Sutra, where you can learn English through stories. So what are you waiting for? Let's go to Storyland. Are you ready to listen to today's story? Find a cozy corner and settle down with a glass of water. Namaste, everyone. This is Story Aunty from Storyland once again. And I'm back with another interesting story to teach you some language and life lessons. But before we begin today's story, I want to first thank everyone who's watched or shared my story. Thank you for showering so much love on my YouTube channel and for watching my lovely playlist called Life Lessons. And if you're watching the story for the first time, remember to go back to my channel and watch some other interesting stories and check out my playlists too. Let me also remind you that I will be asking questions at different stages of the story. Remember, you can pause the story as long and as many times as you wish to think about the questions and make some notes if you wish to. So on this note, let's begin today's story. So, the name of today's story is Petros and His Dog. The author of the story is Bethelihem Waltenegus. And the illustrator, the one who's drawn the pictures, is Wambi. The story is published by African Storybooks. So, let's quickly applaud the people who brought us this story. As usual, before we start the story, let's think about some questions. So, let's think to learn. Would you like to have a pet? Why or why not? What activities would you enjoy doing with your pet if you had one? Would you talk to your pet? Why or why not? Would you treat your pet like a family member? Why or why not? Would you gift a pet to someone you know? Why or why not? So, make some notes or think about these questions. You can always pause the video here and come back to the story when you're ready. So let's meet the main character of today's story. This boy is called Petros. He is from South Africa. Did you know that South Africa is a country that loves variety? It has 3 capitals, 11 official languages, 21 national parks, and 10 UNESCO World Heritage Sites. Isn't it an interesting place? I'd love to go there someday, wouldn't you? So let's read the story of Petros, this little boy from South Africa. Once upon a time, there was a boy called Petros. Look at the picture of Petros's parents. Look at his mother. Do you see what she's wearing? She's wearing a headscarf. African women wear a headscarf to protect their hair from the strong sun and to keep cool in the hot weather. These scarves are called doek in South Africa. Doek. Indian women wear a headscarf too. It is called a dupatta or a chunni and is a long shawl-like scarf to cover the head and shoulders. What about your country? What kind of headwear do women or men in your country wear? Tell me in the comments below. Petros was a very clever student. He came first in his class, and his parents were very proud of him. What are you good at? Maybe you're good at drawing, or painting, or singing, or games. Or maybe you're good at taking care of your siblings, or helping people. I'm sure your parents would be proud of you for that. Why don't you ask them? So let's come back to Petros. Petros wished he had a brother, a sister, a pet to play with. He was alone, you see. Do you have a sibling or a pet? If yes, how do you spend time with them? If no, what would you prefer? A sibling or a pet or both? Why? One day, Petros asked his mom, "Can I play outside? I have studied all morning and I want to play with my friends now." His mom replied, "All right, go, but don't be late." Does your mom say the same thing to you? Do you have a coming home time? Who decides that? What happens when you're not home by that time? Why do you think parents ask children to come home on time? On the way to the playground, Petros saw something very unusual. It was a little dog with white and brown spots. Look at this beautiful dog. Is it someone's pet dog? Is it lost? Why is the dog looking so sad? What do you think? Let's read to find out. The dog was stuck in a hole and he was scared. "Don't worry, I won't hurt you. I will help you," said Petros. How did this dog fall into the hole? What is Petros going to do? How will he help the dog out of the hole? How would you help a stray dog? Would you be scared? Let's see what Petros does. Petros helped the dog out of the hole. The dog barked with joy, dancing around the little boy and licking him. Did the dog bite Petros? Why not? How did the dog know that Petros was a friend? How did he trust Petros? What do you think? "You are going to be my dog," said Petros happily as they continued to the playground. The dog ran far ahead. Why did Petros decide to adopt the dog? Would you adopt a stray dog like Petros? Why or why not? What would you name the dog? I know what I would name this dog. I have a little dog called Berry, and I would name this dog Berry. Berry is a stray dog too. I adopted her during COVID, and we all love her. She's the pet and the favorite member of everyone in the family. When Petros's friends saw the dog running towards them, they said, "This dog might be dangerous. It might bite us." Why did the boys think that the dog could be dangerous? Was it because of how the dog looked? How would you react if you saw an unknown dog running towards you? The boys picked up stones and threw them at the little dog. Petros was running and shouting for his friends to stop. Were Petros' friends right in protecting themselves? Why or why not? But the friends did not hear Petros. The small dog ran as fast as he could to save his life. Then he hid from the boys who were chasing him. Look at this picture. How do you think the dog is feeling right now? How do you know? How would you react if you saw an animal in a situation like this? Would you help them? Petros's friends could not find the dog. They went back to the playground and found Petros crying. He was sad. How would you feel if your pet was lost? How do you think the pet feels when it is lost? Petros was very, very sad. "What's wrong?" asked one of them. You chased my dog," cried Petros. They were shocked and said, "We didn't know it was your dog. We're sorry. Let's find him." So, what do you think about Petros's friends? Were they good or bad? How do you know? "It's no use. We will never find my dog," said Petros in a hopeless voice. "Yes, we will find him. Get up, Petros. We will find your dog." "We must not lose hope," his friends said, consoling him. How do you think people feel when they lose their pet? How would you try to find your pet if they were lost? Have you watched the story Beauty is Missing? In the story, Beauty goes missing too. Do you want to find out how Beauty is and how she was lost? Remember to click on the video at the end of the story and you'll be able to watch the story. For now, let's see what Petros does. Petros and his friends searched for the dog all afternoon until they got tired. What would you do if you couldn't find your pet, even after looking everywhere? Finally, Petros said, "There is one last place where the dog could be. If we don't find him there, I will search no more. Let's go to the river." How did he know the dog would be there? What do you think? When the dog saw the boys coming, he was scared. He tried to cross the river, but he was scared of the water. Look at the poor dog. How do you think the dog is feeling? How do you know? He was just about to jump into the river when he heard Petros calling, "Stop! Don't jump!" And how did the dog react to Petros' voice? His tail started wagging. He was very happy. The dog turned around, saw Petros, and ran to him. Petros hugged the dog, and the dog licked Petros' face. "My friend, I thought you were gone forever," cried Petros. How did the dog know that Petros would protect him from the boys? Why did the dog trust Petros so much? Back at the playground, Petros gave his friends some advice. Before you make decisions, think about what could happen as a result. Be careful of hurting others. So, do you agree with Petros' advice? Why or why not? Do you think the dog would now be friends with the boys after they had scared him? Why or why not? His friends thought about his words and said, "We are sorry. The dog will be our friend too." So, what do you think? Were the boys good or bad? Have you ever made a wrong decision, just like Petros' friends? How did you realize that you were wrong? What did you do to correct your mistake? Tell me in the comments below. So, let's read to remember. If you find a stray animal that's hurt or needs help, stay at a safe distance first. Slowly move towards the injured animal so that you don't scare them. You can try giving it some water or food to show that you want to help. Give the animal first aid if you can. Then take the animal to the vet, the animal doctor. Tell the vet that this is a stray animal. While doing this, remember to ask someone for help if you are alone. If you like the story, please like, share, and comment on this video. And do watch the other stories on the channel. You can also check out my playlist, Life Lessons, on my YouTube channel for short 1-minute videos about life. Also look at this playlist, Let's Learn Through Stories, for the story Beauty is Missing, which you can also see if you click on this card here. If you like the stories, please join me on my YouTube channel to help me in my vision and mission of teaching language and life lessons through stories. Before I end today's story, let me leave you with some questions to think about. Like always, let's pause to ponder. Why do people keep pets? How do people feel when they lose their pet? Why? Can stray animals be good pets? Why or why not? Would you adopt a stray animal? Why or why not? Should people be punished for treating animals badly? Why or why not? Keep thinking about these questions and do drop your answers in the comments below. Also, remember to download the accompanying worksheet from my website, thelearningsutra.com, for language lessons related to this story. So that's the end of today's story. Thank you for watching today's story. I'll be with you soon with my next story. Till then, namaste. Did you enjoy today's story? If you want to listen to more stories like this, subscribe now to my channel, Storyland by Learning Sutra, where you can learn English through stories. For now, bye from Story Aunty. See you again in Storyland.